What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another amazing episode of the PT Profit Leverage and Lifestyle Show. Hope you're all having an amazing week so far. Bit of a juicy episode today, team. We're going to be talking about how much to actually charge as a personal trainer and how to actually structure your offer so you don't get many price objections or any objections at all, really. I've been talking a lot recently on my social media around objection handling and how much to charge and that type of stuff. So I figured I can put everything into one podcast episode to give you guys heaps and heaps of value. So if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel on Spotify. You can follow the channel on Spotify, on YouTube as well, just to make sure you don't miss any of the episodes. So I actually booked in another person to jump on the podcast in the next couple of weeks, which is super exciting. So I haven't done that in a little while, but just me today, team. But yeah, I'm gonna take you guys through how to actually determine how much to charge and how to structure your offer. So let's get into the question in terms of how much you actually charge. And first off, you don't just want to charge any type of number. You want to internally be able to justify how much you're charging to clients. For example, if I told you you should be charging 150 an hour, but inside you in your gut and stuff, in your heart, you don't feel like you're worth that much, you're actually going to start to self-sabotage, and you'll turn away sales because you don't feel like you're worth that much. And even when people come on board, you'll probably turn people away as well, and they won't stay with you for long enough because you don't feel like you're giving enough value to charge that much. So no one should really tell you exactly how much to charge. Like, we'll give you a range, but you need to be happy with what you're charging. Otherwise, because you're the one selling it, if you're not happy with how much you charge, then that's a bigger problem. So, and by the way, even if you start at a lower price, you can always increase it just like that, instantly, increase it overnight. So, like for me, for example, I charged 55 for 30 minutes when I first started, but now I charge 79 for 30 minutes. So 79 for 30 minutes is 150 an hour. So that's what I charge at the moment. And yeah, I got clients that charge, if they want to train with them once a week, it's $100 a week for 45 minutes, which is slightly less than 150 an hour. But like when you're selling it, the minimum commitment is 99 a week. Then without having a lot of value included in that, it's difficult to sell. So that's the first point. Now I'm going to give you guys some ranges so you guys can make your own decision on exactly how much to charge. Like I've just told you what I charge to give you some context. Some of my other clients charge 60 for 30 minutes, 70 for 30 minutes, 65. Some people do 45-minute sessions. And by the way, with the sessions, me personally, in my experience, people only care about if they're getting results. Well, pretty much that's it, really. They don't care. They care about how much they're paying and if they're getting results. So if you can get them better results, or not so much better, but the same result in 30 minutes rather than 45, you much rather do 30-minute sessions. Because for most people, it's not so much what they do in the session that gets them the results, it's what they do outside of the sessions that gets them the best results. So the structure, the training program, the nutrition, the body scans, for example, all that type of stuff, the accountability with measurements and fitness testing, that type of jazz. All that stuff actually get them the results, not, the 130-minute session per week or the 145-minute session per week. Yes, obviously they'll learn the correct form and technique and that type of stuff, but that is not the fundamentals of getting them the results. It's the long-term consistency and the accountability that they get with you over the long period of time that gets them the results. So for me personally, I've kind of always done 30-minute sessions because I've been pretty confident I can get people results during that time. Other people prefer 45-minute sessions, I think, like other trainers. So again, you guys can kind of do that. You guys can figure out what that looks like for you. You might have two options though. You might have You might say, cool, you can do 30-minute sessions or 45-minute sessions. And I can guarantee you, people are going to pick 30-minute sessions because it's cheaper. That's how people's mind works. So the next point is the range of pricing. Now, obviously, if you're doing 45-minute sessions, it's obviously going to be higher in pricing, which means it's going to be slightly harder to sell. It's obviously easier to sell if it's a smaller price. So in terms of the ranges, let's give you guys some ideas. So these day and age, not AIDS, 55 is like, or 60 really is like the bare minimum I would go for sessions. So 60 for 30 minutes. I'd say between 60 and 70 is a good starting point. It's not too difficult to sell, 60 to 70 per week at a minimum. Obviously, if you do 2 sessions, it's 120. If you do 3 sessions, it's 180. I think 60, yeah, 180. So it's not going to break the bank for people to do $60 a week. That's I would say it would be the range. And I'll get into what you include that in a second. For 45-minute session, let's work out the hourly rate. So it's pretty much the same. So if you're doing 60 for 30 minutes, that would be, so it's 120 an hour. Now, if you're charging, what's that? So that's 75% of an hour. 75% of 120 is 90. So if you want to charge 45-minute sessions at the same rate, so 120 an hour, you'd have to charge 90 for 45 minutes. Okay. Now, there's obviously a pretty big gap there. It's an extra $30 a week for just an extra 15 minutes of your time. Now, question to you is it really needed? Do you need that extra 15 minutes? For me personally, I don't think so. But, for some people that might train powerlifters and that type of stuff, you might actually need to do 45-minute sessions. That's fine. But you've got to make sure you're charging for it. So, as in, don't charge $60 for 45 minutes. If you're a brand new PT, you might start really low like that and then slowly increase it up as you get more confidence. Now, let's also go through what to include in your service. Now, I'm going to go through what I would suggest, and you guys can obviously use this if you like, or you can obviously add some of your own stuff to it as well. So I hope that makes sense in how much to charge. So like some of my clients, anywhere from 90 to 120 for 45-minute sessions. Okay. But again, is it necessary? Up to you. Now, the structure. So what you include in your offer. So obviously you get the PT sessions. Now, on top of that, as I just said, it's not so much the PT sessions that get people the results. It's what they do outside of the sessions that gets them the result. So you need some structure, accountability, and most of the time some nutrition guidance in there as well. I know not everyone can give full nutrition advice. Even if you were just to do basic guidelines, that's going to help most people. And if you need, higher education, you can obviously become a sports nutritionist or, do a diploma or whatnot to get further education on nutrition. Otherwise, you can refer them to someone to help them with nutrition, and you can focus on the training side of things. Okay. So what do you include? Your PT sessions, of course. Now, you want to set people up for success. So I usually do what we call a setup session. Now, you can do this for free, or you can have it as one of their paid sessions. I used to do it for free, but now I have it as one of their paid sessions. That's just my personal preference. You might give the first session free as like a bonus. Up to you. Now, I usually do that setup session for 60 minutes. The reason why is because you want to get them all set up for success. So goal setting, nutrition guidance. So you might work out their BMR, so how much calories they need to consume per day. You might go through some education with them on protein or supplements, that type of stuff. You do measurements, before photos, and fitness testing. You get the whole baseline of where they're at. So you have data that you can track over time to make sure they're getting results, and you have the appropriate data to make decisions to change their program or whatever. The next thing I include is every 4 to 6 weeks, goal setting and reassessment session. Now, this is essential for forecasting and making sure people are on track. So you redo measurements, you redo fitness testing. And for me at the moment, I've got my own body scanner. So I do body scans as well. But if you don't have a body scanner, that's okay. Measurements, fitness testing, and then realign the goals. What that means is, okay, John, you want to lose 20 kilos. You lost 2 kilos in the first month, which is awesome. That means it's going to take us X, Y, Z, 10 months, 20 months, whatever it is, if we keep going like this, to achieve your goals. So what we need to do, if we want a faster result, we need to be in more of a deficit, or you need to increase the amount of exercise that you're doing. If you want to keep it like as we are at the moment, we just keep doing what we're doing. Sound good? Perfect. That way they know they're on track, or they know where they're at, and then you can forecast and keep them as a client long term. Now, the other stuff, the structure, your training program as well. So you can do this through like Google Sheets, or you can get an app like Trainerize, EverFit, that type of stuff to to help you with creating the programs. And then I also suggest to increase the value add. They get 5 free sessions for family and friends and a health assessment for 5 family and friend members. So that's $100 each. That's what they're worth. So it's an extra $500 in value. And you might say they get unlimited access behind the scenes for support and accountability as well. That's like a baseline. You can include other stuff. You might do like a fortnightly coaching call with all your clients, like Q&A style. You might do meal plans. You might do body scans. You might do what's some other stuff? You might include like some quarterly events, a monthly event, for example, that type of stuff. So the more, not so much the more value, but you want to at least have that stuff that I just covered just there, plus a little bit more. You might actually, the other thing as well, access to the VIP group on Facebook, exclusive access for members only, to ask questions and that type of stuff as well. So that's essentially what I would do in terms of the structure to have your perceived value at really high. So if you went through all that stuff and you said, look, it's only $60 per session, boom, how good's that? Let's do two of them a week. Happy days, let's do it. $120 a week for that. That's cheap as. So the whole idea is to eliminate objections around, what's included. So they should be having everything that they need. If you think about your client avatar, like who you actually want to help, what exactly do they need to get the results that they want? And just give them exactly that. And then there should be no objections. And then you're just matching what their budget is. Some people can do 3, some people can do 2, some people can do 1. But anyway, team, that's the value for today. So that's how much to charge and then how to structure your offer. If you want further details on that, I do have an actual template where I give you all this type of stuff and actually give you the price presentation to give to your client. So the next step from there is actually to make it as like a price presentation. So you literally present it on like an iPad or a computer and you say, hey, look, this is all the stuff that's included. This is your price, let's go type of thing. So if you guys want a copy of that, just send me a message and I'm happy to give you a copy. Apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the next episode.